The plane was in flight. Suddenly there was a loud bang. Then the captain noticed obvious cracks in the right windshield. The captain immediately realized the danger and sent an emergency distress signal to the ground. Unexpectedly, as soon as the words were spoken, the entire windshield shattered instantly, and the co-pilot was sucked out of the window in a moment. At the same time, both engines sucked in glass shards, leading to malfunctions. The captain tried to pull the co-pilot back, but couldn't even lift his head under the strong pressure of the airflow. The chief steward and the second captain also noticed the danger and hurried to the cockpit door, but no matter how the two knocked and shouted, they never got a response. At this time, the ground also kept calling the out-of-control plane. The two were in danger of losing their lives at any moment. The captain could only first stabilize the plane. However, the cockpit door was suddenly blown open by the strong airflow, causing the flight attendants to be knocked to the ground instantly. Oxygen masks fell one after another. The entire plane was plunged into panic and despair. After the flight attendants struggled to stand up, they helped the passengers put on oxygen masks. At this time, the plane was about to hit the snow-capped mountains. At the critical moment, excellent psychological quality and firm belief prompted the captain to make the most correct choice. Meanwhile, the second captain, with the assistance of many passengers and staff, successfully reached the cockpit and closed the cockpit door, put oxygen masks on the two, then sent an emergency signal. After the ground control center received it, it quickly activated emergency measures and even directly dispatched fighter jets to provide all-round protection for the route. At the same time, other planes also kept calling the out-of-control plane, and they had to quickly fly out of this mountain range and lower the altitude to ensure sufficient oxygen. But just at this moment, they unexpectedly encountered a huge dark cloud. Seeing this, the captain made a decisive turn, trying to find an opportunity around. After circling continuously, he finally found a gap in the cloud mass. Then the captain rushed towards the cloud mass with a firm look. However, hail suddenly began to fall in the cloud layer at this time, just as the plane was about to pass through the cloud mass. Unfortunately, the gap suddenly closed. The plane quickly disappeared from the radar. Finally, under the captain's control, the plane reappeared on the ground radar. The tense emotions of everyone were relieved, but the danger had not passed. At this time, a mountain range suddenly appeared ahead. The captain urgently adjusted the aircraft body and finally successfully flew back. The captains could finally breathe fresh air. Under the captain's operation, the plane slowly lowered its altitude and prepared to land. With the joint efforts of the three captains, the plane finally came to a stop. For a moment, everyone cheered. The passengers even cried with joy. The whole country was happy for their safe return. When the captain learned that all 119 passengers were safe and sound, he let out a heavy sigh of relief. Then he expressed his deep apology to all the passengers, but the passengers were unwilling to leave after getting off the plane because they knew it was the captain who had saved them. At the passengers' call, the captain finally came out of the cockpit. He said nothing, but just bowed deeply to all the passengers.